Now, with coverage you can count on, you're watching Sports Extra.
This may be the last tour for one of Michigan's greatest rock and roll legends, so in honor of Bob Seger's visit to mid-Michigan, I'm going to reference his songs and lyrics throughout tonight's Sportscast. So roll me away to the highlights. Tigers say a long goodbye to spring training, wrapping up the exhibition season against the Yankees' top four. Detroit down 1. Brennan Bosch shows off his strut, taking former Tiger Freddie Garcia to Nutbush city limits. Bosch's 4th home run of the spring, he finished with an average of .347. Game still tied at 1 in the 8th. Ramon Garcia on the hill, and there's a shakedown, breakdown, he's busted. Austin Romine, say la vie to this one. That would be the game-winning run. Tigers fall 2-1. They finish spring with a record of 20-14. Well, it seemed like the Saginaw Spirit were skating against the wind last night, and now the Spirit must turn the page and try to even up their first-round series. Saginaw trails Guelph 2-1 thanks to Monday's 7-3 loss at the Dow Event Center. It's the Spirit's 2nd straight defeat in the series. They've been outscored 13-5 in the last 2 games, and now head coach Todd Watson may have to make some night moves.
We may sit healthy guys, we may go with a short lineup, I don't know for sure. May change goaltenders, we may dress 5D only, maybe 9 forwards, I don't know, but you know what? It takes one game to turn it around.
The Cleveland Cavaliers have spent this season trying to live their life without LeBron James, while James has been shining brightly in Miami. James hoping to soon win his first championship so that he does not become a beautiful loser. LeBron and the Heat square off against the Cavs in Cleveland, but in the first half, the home team had the fire inside. Baron Davis beats the buzzer. Cavs go into the locker room with an 11-point lead. Third quarter, rock and roll never forgets, and neither does LeBron. His 2/3 court shot is pure. He had a game-high 27 as Miami gets within 5. They'd eventually tie it up, but the Cavs would then go on a 21-7 run to end the game. Cleveland won't make the playoffs this season, but they can always say, we've got tonight, who needs tomorrow? Cavs beat LeBron and the Heat 102-90. The MHSAA with some revisionism today, releasing new classifications for schools next year. Only 3 from our viewing area will be in a different class. Harrison and Tawas will move from Class B to C, while Beale City goes from Class D to C. Everybody else is still the same. Hemlock senior guard Peyton Apsey will take a chance on Oakland University. Apsey verbally committed to the school yesterday and will officially face the promise by signing her letter of intent in April. Apsey averaged 12 points a game this season and is the school's career leader in steals and assists. She will join teammate Shelby Harrington at Oakland, who committed to the school last year. And 2 guys who have been shining brightly on the gridiron for the last 4 years will play together in the annual Michigan High School Football All-Star Game. Standish Sterling's Cole Walderzak and Ogama Heights' Anthony Zettel will play for the West team in the game at Kelly Short Stadium in Mount Pleasant on June 25th. Walderzak is a tight end who will take a downtown train to CMU to run track in the fall. Zettel is a defensive lineman who will be a little bit of a traveling man. He's going to play football at Penn State.
Wow.
Nice job.
Yeah,
Did you get all
really
those?
good. You're really having a shakedown, a breakdown
Thank you.
tonight.
You're watching Sports Extra.
The state semifinals in high school baseball and softball taking place all day long in Battle Creek. There are 9 teams from our viewing area in action. Let's start with Unionville-Sebewaing softball team taking on Rapid River. USA coach Larry Hudoff told by his school board that he will be let go at the end of the season. His team with a 4-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th make it 6-0. Carly Schaus with a 2-run blast. A little later, Taylor Anchor, quick chopper. The throw goes high past the first baseman. Chelsea Ewald scores. USA will play for a state title as they rout Rapid River 12-0. USA will face the winner of the other D4 semifinal, Breckenridge versus Petersburg Summerfield. Top 4, no score. Taylor Goodwin, high and deep, and there it is, over the fence. That's a 2-run homer. Breckenridge would never recover from that. They fall by the final of 6-0. Frankenmuth taking on Centerville in the D3 semifinal. The Eagles with a huge first inning. Addie Loftus grounds to short. Nobody covers second. Jillian Sipe scores. It is 7-zip Muth. Then Chelsea Bender with a ground ball that gets through. 2 more runs come in. The Eagles put up 11 in the first inning, and they didn't need any more from that. They coast to the finals with an 11-2 victory. The Merrill Vandals in baseball taking on Frankfort, D4 semi. Top second, Merrill up 2-0. Dustin DeBow, high fly ball that drops just inside the left field foul line. Travis Clark rounds third base, and he chugs on home to make it 3-0 Vandals. Phil Pierce then brings in DeBow with the ground out. That makes it 4-zip Merrill. The Vandals will go on and play for a state championship. First time in school history. 4-1 the final. Merrill will take on the winner of Beale City or Grosse Pointe Woods University. Leggett, tie game bottom 5. Dominic Jamette with a 2-run double for a 3-1 Leggett lead. Then Alex Darr drives in another on an RBI grounder to center. Part of a 4-run inning for them. Leggett ends Beale City's bid for a three-peat, 5-1. In D3, 2-time defending champ Shepherd trying to reach the title game once again, facing Bridgman, top of the second. Bridgman's Austin Alwood with a man on third. He'll ground out, but a run comes in to score to make it 1-0. They would then tack on a couple more, and they would shut down the Blue Jays. Shepherd's hopes for a three-peat also end with a 3-0 defeat. Mount Pleasant's baseball team lost 1-0. Swan Valley softball falls 4-0. Bay City Western softball will get started in just a couple of minutes. In his 5 full seasons as Unionville-Sebewaing softball coach, Larry Hudoff has taken his team to the state semifinals every year, winning the state championship 3 times. This season, USA is ranked #1 in Division 4, but within weeks, Hudoff will be without a job. A run-scoring single, just part of the big day for Unionville-Sebewaing softball team. Their 12-0 district semifinal victory over Port Hope kept their season alive. It also prolongs Larry Hudoff's tenure as head coach. Last Friday, Hudoff was told by administrators that he would be dismissed at the conclusion of the season.
I've never been hurt this bad in my life. These kids are good kids, and I coach hard. You know, it's a disciplined game. You know, my kids love me. I know that. I'll guarantee I got over 90% success rate of kids liking me and then play hard for me.
The reason behind Hudoff's dismissal is unclear. I asked Assistant Athletic Director and baseball coach Isaiah Gainforth about it, and he declined to comment. So too did School Board President Lori Kemp. Yesterday, over 40 parents held a meeting with the superintendent to get answers, but left saying they were not given specifics behind the termination.
I sat in a meeting yesterday and were asked if he did anything illegal, harmful to our children, and absolutely not. That is what we've been told.
We haven't heard a lot of reasons other than that Coach Larry's behavior is not in line with some of the principles with USA. We're trying to get information as far as detailed events, and we have not been given that information.
The parents hope they can get the answers they seek on June 13th. That's the scheduled date of the next board meeting for USA. And after their semifinal victory, USA then won the district championship. So next up is regionals on Saturday. The maximum number of games left for Hudoff is 5. Live and local in the studio, I'm Jason Fielder for WNEM TV5. Well, the Detroit Tigers Fantasy Camp gives regular Joes and Jans a chance to spend 1 week playing baseball alongside former Tiger players. Each year, only 5% of the campers are women. This year, one of those women will be from mid-Michigan. This is how Saginaw's Jan Henney has been spending much of her free time lately. In the basement with her husband taking batting practice. She's preparing for an experience of a lifetime. On Monday, the 70-year-old lifelong Tigers fan will take part in Tigers Fantasy Camp in Lakeland, Florida. There, she'll get to play ball amongst other fans and Tiger greats like Mickey Lolich, Willie Hernandez, and Darrell Evans.
I've been a fan of the Tigers probably since the mid-50s. I used to listen to the radio with my dad. We'd play cards, and I don't miss a game on TV.
Jan's going to Lakeland thanks to her husband Bill, who purchased her spot in the camp as a Christmas present.
He brought out the surprise, and I just went bananas. because it was just something for me. Most women maybe wouldn't like that, but it was me.
She just loves baseball and softball too, but and we're getting up in the years. I figured this would better be the year we do it.
Bill won't be participating in the camp with her, but he will be making the trip to Florida. He said it would be too expensive for both of them to play. Plus, he admits he's not as big a fan of the Tigers as she is.
I got to take my nap, and she could stay up all night and watch that Tigers.
Jan says she's never met a Tigers player in person, so she's practicing diligently with one goal in mind.
I don't want to make a fool of myself.
Bill and Jan leave for Florida on Sunday morning. They'll return the following week. Barre Fitness is growing in popularity all over the country. Now, the class gets its name because it features some exercises using a ballet bar. The Midland Community Center offers a Barre Fitness class, and they recently issued a challenge to me to come check it out. At the Midland Community Center, fitness instructor Julie Dunsmore has been teaching a bar relevations class since the beginning of the year.
It's all small, very controlled movements so that we're working the muscle from the inside out, doing a lot of stretching after each movement so that the muscle not only is getting strengthened, but it's getting stretched.
Now, I've done some yoga and Pilates before, but not on a regular basis, so I knew this was going to be a challenge.
Now in this position, your hips are dropped. Okay, right on the same level as your shoulders, your abdominals are pulling up nice and tight.
I also felt kind of out of place because I was the only guy in class and some of the moves had me feeling a bit dainty. This is not a very masculine move right here. No, it's not. This, I know.
There you go.
Our core work continued with planks and side planks, and then we were asked to do girl push-ups, which again, challenged my manhood. Men don't do push-ups with their knees on the ground.
We weren't telling you about it, it's just
Everyone else will know. There's
okay.
okay. Now, even though these exercises don't look very challenging,
Out and back. Shoulder blades and pull through. Out and lift.
I think you can see they are. It's way harder than it looks.
I know.
Halfway through the class, it was time to head to the ballet bar, and that's where things got really tough. Oh my goodness.
Press out the side, on the diamond formation. Press down and up. In this position, don't forget calves are in, arms are tucked under. Very small movement. See my knee?
I never saw that Black Swan movie. I should have. Then we had to put this ball between our legs. Believe me when I tell you, this was not easy.
Yes, please. One more. 3, keep it small. 2, and 1. That's one.
Then we used bands to do more leg and core work and then finished up with lots of stretching. Afterwards, I really did feel more flexible and my abs felt a lot tighter. So even though some moves may have felt a little awkward, my first bar class was a great success. Wasn't that bad, guys, I'm telling you. You should try it sometime.